Hi creatives, you're welcome again to my YouTube channel. I am Dimma. On today's tutorial, we are going to be cutting and sewing this trendy halter neck fleece dress that I am wearing in this video. It is a halter neck fleece dress with front slit. If this sounds like what you've been interested in, you might have to stick around till the end and see through the whole process of making this lovely dress. You can see how the armhole area, the halter neck is laying so perfectly well. So let's get right into the video quickly. So I did this with 3 yards of the Ankara and half yard of the sequin fabric, but please do not use 3 yards. Use at least 4 yards of the Ankara to do this because I had to manage a whole lot to do this. I also used the bias that you can see here. I used black bias to combine this. Red, wine red could have worked equally. And here I have my lining in navy blue, and of course I have my zipper in navy blue as well. I'm going to start this with by making a margin, like a line at the upper part of this paper. So that was the first thing I did, and I'm going ahead to make my basic pattern of 3 by 3 neckline. But if you know how to make your basic pattern, you can actually skip this part. Okay, so 3 by 3, and I measured my arm, my shoulder measurement divided by 2. That is what I marked here, and I connected with a vertical line. Now the next is to go ahead and do the shoulder slope of 1 inch, and I connected to the neckline just as you can see me do. Right here is the bust measurement divided by 4, your bust circumference divided by 4. That is what I measured, and I drew a vertical line as well. Now the next is to mark the across chest and go in by 3/4. I am here drawing my armhole measurement divided by 2, and that is what I just marked, and I'm using my curved rule to go ahead and draw it. Please check the link in the description for basic pattern making tutorial in case you do not understand perfectly what I am doing here. So right here I am marking the front half length, which is 17.5 for me, and that is what I just marked, and I'll go ahead and draw a horizontal line across this part. So the next is to go ahead and measure the bust level, the under bust level, which is 15 3/4 for me. Okay, and the bust level is 11.5. Just go ahead and mark your bust level, that is bust point, and on the bust, okay, I ruled horizontal lines on this part. And next is bust to bust. My bust to bust is 7, and what I just marked here is 3.5 for the waistline and the other part. So I marked half inch on both sides of that mark on the waistline, and I connected to this place to draw my dart leg. I hope you understand. So right here on the bust, I took 3/4 here and quarter this way. Okay, so that is what I took, and you can make it 1 inch and still 1/4 depending on how full your client's bust is. Okay, so I connected this to the bust point, and I also connected this other part to the bust point, just as you can see me do. Okay, so after that I had to connect this to the dart leg, and here I measured 1/4 inch, then connected to the underbust like this. So that is it for the underbust tightening. Now the next is the side bust dart, which I measured as 1.5. So I marked it because that is what the difference between the front half length and back half length is for me. Okay, so right here I will go in by half inch on the neckline like this, and here I had to draw by 3/4 inch, so I connected like this. But if you like your neckline to be on the basic neck, just feel free to leave that. So here I am marking 1.5 inches all through. That is 1 3/4 inches. Yes, that is what I used as the size of the halter neck. Okay, you can make it 2 inches or even more if you prefer, but 1 3/4 is okay by me, and that is what I use to mark this. And you can see the neckline that we have. Where I'm shading will be going off. So the next thing now is to go ahead and take a level to complete the armhole of the halter neck. Okay, so right here I had to measure 3.5 inches, which is what I used. I marked that point and connected that to the armhole, just as you can see me do. But if you feel it's too low, you can make yours 3 and connect as you can see me show in dotted lines. But what I used is 3.5. Okay, but if you feel 3.5 is too exposed, you can go ahead and use 3. So right here I have to mark to draw my dart, and I measured 1 inch from what I marked, and then connected to the bust point. The first point I marked was half of the armhole. Okay, so I connected those 2 points like this, and I'm shading where will be going off. Okay, just like a dart. So right here I will extend this very line by 1 inch, just as you can see me do, and connect to the armhole just as I did right here. So after doing that, we are almost done with this front pattern actually. So you can see what we have, and I'm just going ahead to complete the waist measurement divided by 4 plus that intake. Okay, if your waist is, for instance, 30, you will mark 7.5 plus that intake. Okay, ensure you measure your that intake, because it's not 1 inch, it's about 1/4 for this very one I did right here. Okay, so I had to draw a line to make my back pattern just below the front pattern. So I marked the armhole just as I did in front. No armhole, not armhole, the shoulder. Shoulder divided by 2, and that is what I do now. Here I measured 3/1/4 by 1 inch. That is what I used as the basic back neckline. Okay, I will still alter it further for the alter neck. So here I dropped by 1 and I connected to the neckline just as I did with the front. Okay, so right here I'm measuring bust measurement divided by 4. If your bust circumference is 40, it means you are measuring 10 here. Okay, so after measuring it, I had to go ahead and draw the across back and go in by 1/2 inch. Okay, I used that to do my armhole. So that is what I did here. Armhole measurement divided by 2, and I'm using my curve rule to, like, make it appear really neat and nice. Okay, so after doing that, and I have to go ahead and measure the back half length. For the front is 17.5, for the back is 16. Okay, and I am going to draw a line like this. Having drawn that, I came in here by 3/4, and from there I measured my waist measurement divided by 4 plus that intake. So 1 inch that intake, and that is what gave me that. This is my back tightening, and ensure that it doesn't pass the level of the armhole. Okay, so right here I will go in by 1/2 inch just as I did in front, and here I had to drop further by 1 inch. Feel free to leave it at this level if you like it's quite high, or drop it more if you want to drop it. Just feel free to do you. Right here I'm doing what I want for this, but don't drop it too much, it will not look nice. So here I'm measuring the 1/3 as I used in front for the alter neck, and that is what I just drew right here, and I'm connecting it as you can see me do. After connecting it, I will go ahead and measure the 3.5 as I did in front. So I measured 3.5 and marked here, and I am connecting it to the armhole just as I did in front. So if you feel the 3.5 is too much, just go ahead and do yours 3 as well, just as I said when I was drawing the front halter neck. Okay, where I am shading will be going off at the end of this tutorial. So if you feel 3.5 is much, you can go up by half, which is now 3 inches, and connect just as I illustrated. But what I used is 3.5, and I feel is okay. But if you feel it's exposed, go ahead and modify your pattern and do exactly what suits you. So right here I'm cutting out the pattern just as you can see. So I'm taking the cutting here on this dot line like this, the princess dot line like this, because I do not want to, like, alter it for now till when I am about to dissect the whole pattern completely. So here I'm cutting out the back pattern, the back tightening, the neckline and all of that, and you can see the halter neck, what it looks like right here. So I'll go ahead and cut out this part, and you can see that what I used is the 3.5 level for the halter neck, and I had to cut out every other part. So every other side has gone out just as you can see, and I will just go ahead and cut out this pattern just as you can see me do. I've cut out the center front and I'm removing the dots right now. So go ahead and remove yours like this, and this is what we have after that. So watch closely to see what I am going to do right here. So this is where the halter neck drawing landed on this princess cut. I just had to measure 1 inch upwards, and I'm going to trim that little excess there. So even if you don't trim it, provided you observe your notches, you will have an excess, yes, but you will trim it out after sewing. It's still the same. So here I'm closing up the side bust that I had to close up the side bust that I closed it up and taped it down, just as you can see me do right here. So this is it, and this is our front pattern. So here I noticed that there is a little I did not take in for the dart. I just had to correct it. Yes, so it can happen. I noticed that my tape didn't, tape down everything I wanted to. I had to correct that immediately. So I had to take in the dart completely, and yes, this is what I have: front, and this is shoulder, back, and this is shoulder. I had to label it like this so that I don't, swap it, because it can be confusing and you put the shoulder towards the center front or center back, either way. Okay, so that's why it's good to label your pattern. So this is the front and here is the back. Here is the back pattern, as you can see, and this is the front complete pattern. We'll be cutting this on fabric after making the flip. So you can see the flip pattern. That is what I'm about to make right here. I'm just measuring the length of this, but the length of your flip should be the remaining length after removing your half length. Okay, if your full length is, let's say, 60, just go ahead and do 60 minus your half length, your front half length. Okay, whatever is remaining is what the length of the flip should be. I hope that makes sense. So that is just what I am calculating here. So it's just that my paper is not up to the length I want. So I'm just trying to find out what I will add to the length of the paper to make up the length of the flea. I hope this makes sense. So that is all I calculated here, nothing serious. So here I had to take waist measurement divided by 4, and that is what I marked with a horizontal line. I will just cut out the excess like this. So I'm actually trying to manage my Ankara fabric, so I did not spread this flea the way I would have spread it if I had more, though I didn't want it to be too full, but I would have spread it a little more if I had more fabric to play around with. So here I have drawn the slash lines for the flea. That is what I did. The only measurements I use for this is just the waist measurement and of course the length of the desired flea. So now look at how I am going to fold this. Okay, so this is how you're going to fold your Ankara, because if you fold it the regular way, like lengthwise, the way the Ankara's length is not going to give you the length of the that you want. You can as well fold on triangle like this, but that is not what I want because I don't want the flow to be too much, and again I don't have that luxury of fabric to play around with, so I had to just make do with what I have. Feel free to cut your flea on triangle if that is the flow you prefer, because the flow will be slightly different. So I don't want that flow, I like this flow. Yes, it's just that I don't have enough fabric to really like spread it more than it is. You see how I have spread it? In that middle center front, I left like ½ inch seam allowance. You can make yours 3/4, if at least 3/4 inch seam allowance on the center front, and then leave that piece along the center front to be straight, because that is where the front slit will be, and we want the slit to be visible. So don't push and add excess volume like the spread of the flare on that center front, just as you can see me do. So place your paper as you can see in this video and ensure to follow the process. So I had to spread it just as you can see, and I had to leave a little extra towards the side here. Yes, because this is not the full length of the flare, so that I will have a space to really like take it down to the length of the flare, because that is what I'm going to do now. I'm going to add the excess according to my measurement. That was the measurement I was taking then. So I'm going to add the what is remaining to make up the length of the flare. That is all I'm doing here. But if you have your paper up to the length of the flare you have once, just go ahead and cut it all in one, or you can join your paper and cut it all in one. I hope you understand. Okay, so this is what I did. I placed my tape like this and still allowed it to flow with the same slant that it is coming with from the waistline. Okay, so that is what I did, and I had to go ahead and cut out. So the spread I used as of the knee, where the knee is right here, is about 3.5 inches spread. Okay, like where the white paper ended. I hope you understand, just in case you want to do exactly the, but I will advise you to make your spread wider, okay, so that your pocket and everything will lie seamlessly. This one was a bit fitted, but it's really fine as well. Okay, but I didn't have. I said use 4 yards of Ankara if you're making this for size 14 or size 16. If it's more than 16, I will even advise you to use, in fact, size 16 should use like 4.5 yards, please. So because I'm a size 14 and I manage these 3 yards, but it's not very easy to manage. So here I'm cutting the back, and you can see that I allowed a little extra more, more extra fabric at the center back there, because this is zipper allowance. The front one is for the slit. Now the back allowance is for the zipper, so it's a little more than what I left for the front slit, because this is zipper allowance. So I had to go ahead and cut it like this, and I put a notch just on the back where the zipper allowance is for the back. Okay, so you can see what I have right here, and I will go ahead and open up the center back. I opened up the center front as well. I believe you saw that when I did it. So I had to notch just the back to show me which is the back, because if I separate this pattern, I may not know which is back and front. And this is how I'm going to join fabric this place to make up the flea. Yes, because you can see that that part is not enough. So I'm just going to join a little fabric there to make it up. And this is how I'm going to join it. Do well to do yours exactly like this. If you're following exactly my method of flea cutting, you would definitely need to join a little extra there. So yeah, this is what I have remaining, and I had to manage it to cut the upper. I had to join it here and there for it to be enough. I didn't have option, I just had to make do with what I have. I have to do this off camera and show you what the result is. For this sequin fabric, I have to apply hairstay on it and keep it ready for when I will need it. So I applied the hairstay in a way that it is stretching with the velvet fabric. Okay, I use the stretchy part of the hairstay on the stretchy part of the velvet. So after doing all of that cutting on this fabric, this is what I got. I'm going to show you. Okay, I joined some parts, and this is where I joined in the front. You don't want to go through all the stress, so make sure you're using 4 yards or more. So this is the side. It doesn't have any joining for the side, so yeah, this is what I have for the side, and this is the hairstay and the wording, how I placed it. So you can see what the wording cutting is for the fabric and the lining, and this is the back. So I applied hairstay here. The back also has a join, so yes, I had to join it so that it would be enough. So this is the neckline, and yes, I used pepper gum on the neckline. Okay, so this is what it is for this tutorial, and here is the sequin fabric, and I have applied the hairstay on it, just as you can see. In my next tutorial, I'll be showing you what it took to join all of this together. It is loaded with sewing techniques, and you will not want to miss that, trust me. So this tutorial is already long, and but in my next tutorial, which will be coming on really soon, I'll be showing you how I put all of this together, the absolute beautiful perfect sewing technique I used to join this together, and everything I did to get a perfect bustier like this. You can see how fitted this is. You can see how the armhole is lapping so perfectly well, like no gape, no nothing. You can see the neckline, how it is sitting really nicely. I'm going to share with you what it took me to put this together, because if you cut a dress and you do not put it together the right way, it's definitely going to show. Did you enjoy this tutorial? If you did, just give it a thumbs up, comment, let me know what you think. Do not fail to subscribe. Please subscribe and turn on your notification bell to be the first to know when I upload my videos. Subscribing is free, so just subscribe and gain all that you can from this channel, because I'm very sure that you will not regret it. Thanks for watching, guys, and thanks for always stopping by to watch my videos. I do not take it for granted at all. I love you all, and of course I will see you in my next one. Bye.